Hello and welcome back to Hammer Time Hobbies. Today we're going to be looking at building a Warhammer city. Easier said than done. Basically, all you have to do is get enough buildings to fill up your table. This table is quite large. So for a normal 4x6 Warhammer table, you could easily fill it up with these houses. But this table is quite large. It's I think it's 15 by 6 foot. But what we're going to go through today is looking at an affordable way to build a Warhammer city for tabletop battles, and show you briefly some rules that I found for city fighting as well. And we'll go through some of the different options and show you guys how I got this collection put together. All right, let's get started. All right, I'll start with the rules first. This is probably a 6th edition rulebook. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, in the comments, guys. It's called the General's Compendium. It's got amazing stuff in there for campaigns and things like that. If you go back towards the end of the compendium, they have some rules for city sacking. So basically, they're good rules for just battles in the city in general. So I think it's from page 170 onwards. Gives you some scenarios. So over here we've got the walls have been breached. So say you fight a siege battle first, and the attackers manage to win that battle, break through, and the next phase is essentially from the walls into the city. Then you have, battles in the streets, and different kind of special rules and victory points and stuff like that. Then there's also rules for, I guess, key buildings as objectives within the city and how that can affect things. And some really cool scenes in there as well. All right, so that's kind of some basic rules for kind of city fighting. Post a siege battle. You can also kind of use some of the skirmishing rules in the 6th edition rulebook. Kind of that would be really cool as well. It depends on what you're looking for, and I'll move into now, I guess, past the rules and into looking at some of the ways to build the houses. All right, so here we have Warhammer Townscape. This is very old. I got this in a job lot, or a big purchase. Someone had printed it out, I guess. I don't have the digital file, so don't ask me for it. But it's a really cool supplement that Games Workshop put out with all these different buildings. You can see I'm flipping through, where you can build tons of really cool building terrain for your battles. The style is a bit cartoony. I'm not the biggest fan of it. And the other thing I found is it's a bit small in terms of compared to the miniatures. I'll do a size comparison later. So this is one of the houses I built from it. It does feel quite small, almost like a halfling house. But the supplement, it's just amazing. It's got tons and tons of buildings. I think maybe they're small because the person printed them on kind of this size paper. I don't know if the book itself was actually larger, and that's the reason it comes out a little bit small, or what it is. Part of me thought about scanning this and printing it on a larger paper, but I'm not sure if that's will come out too great, because it is quite grainy. Here you go, you can see some of the cool stuff in there. Pull up the stunties. So I found what I consider better options, and I'll just go through those now. So let's get into I guess I'll show you Fat Dragon first. Alright, so this is a Fat Dragon house. I'm pretty sure it's Fat Dragon. I hope I'm not wrong. I've only done 2 Fat Dragon builds. This house here, which is kind of a country village house. The great thing about Fat Dragon is they allow you to build the inside of the houses. They create detail in there, and the roofs all come off quite easily and go back on. And so you can have a battle inside the house. Miniatures you can see for scale. Here's Felix in there, and I got a more later edition big general character in there. So they fit in quite well. They've got different sizes. I'll take you through the Fat Dragon website really quickly. So here's the website. They do a few different things, but if you want to have a look at the Papercraft, you just go up here to Paper Terrain, go to 3D Fantasy Paper. There's all these different types of options. They've got a Papercraft castle, which is really cool. Yeah, there it is. And you can go through and see what you get for the little packages or whatever. I've got the foam Warhammer Fortress foam castle, but if you really wanted a cheap option, you could buy this PDF or whatever it is, PDF, and print it out and get a castle for $50 probably, or thereabouts, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, it tends to be about $1 a page for kind of thicker paper printed in color. So Fat Dragon, I haven't really, as I said, gotten into them yet. They've got very realistic looking kind of skins. So you can see here showing some of the different layers you can pick. So you buy one little house, and then you can reskin it in a multitude of different ways, which means like every model you buy, you can make multiple versions of that model. And as I said, they got really cool insides, which is one of the one of the advantages to Fat Dragon. They have a town set as well. Oh yeah, here's some of the other kind of interesting things they have. I actually built this ship. I might showcase it some other time. I was thinking about doing some kind of Warhammer naval thing, but too many projects, probably not worth doing. Okay, so the next one we're going to be looking at is, I'd have to say, my favorite, which is the Dave Graffam kind of collection. So this is a kind of basic, small, rural house for Dave Graffam. Can also be in a town, like in the poorer parts of town. Just for comparison between the Warhammer style supplement, the Warhammer Cityscape one, and then we have here the Fat Dragon. So just for size comparison, I show you. So you got Felix here next to the door. Zoom in a bit. And then you've got over here Felix next to the door. You can see he's quite a bit taller, or his head would bump on the top of the door frame. And then Fat Dragon, also good size comparison. But personally, I think the Dave Graffam, just if you print on standard paper, it prints much better, and the scale is a bit bigger, as you can see. So let me just move these guys out of the way. Alrighty. So here we have basically how it comes when you print it out, this Papercraft kind of style. So this is one building. Each page with this kind of cardstock tends to be about $1 if you print it in color with the thicker paper. So you can see See how it kind of comes out in bits. So that's, I think, roughly 10 pages for this building, which I've done a version of it with different skin right here. You can see how big it is. And show you Felix down here. You can see the size there. It's massive. Real terrain piece, and you know, for $10 in terms of paper and printing costs, it's phenomenal, the quality that you can get. So with the Dave Graffam and the Fat Dragon, I'm pretty sure you can skin these buildings any way you like. So they come as PDFs, and there's layers on the PDFs that you can turn on and off and on to achieve different colors. So this right here, this white kind of building, is the same as that more Bretonian looking church building that I showed you, just with the different skins. So you buy the one skin or the one file, and then you can make, you know, half a dozen houses or buildings out of it. All right, I'll show you a little bit more. So these are some of the, I guess, houses that I've got in my backlog to build. You can see I've got a ton printed, different skins and whatever. And kind of the floors of the houses. So you print those up, you can build them at your leisure. Like I said, $10 for a I guess a really large one, and some of the smaller ones, you know, it's $3 to print the pages off that you cut out and glue together. And you know, say they come with some accessories sometimes. You can, if you're keen to use that rather than 3D printed stuff or custom built stuff. Obviously the custom built stuff's always the nicest looking, and then the 3D stuff is great too, but you have to paint it. But for a cheap, cost-effective kind of solution, these these Papercraft houses are fantastic. So obviously I'm not getting any money for any of this from Fat Dragon or Dave Graffam or the other stuff I'm going to show, Justway, the 3D printing solution. I just want to make sure you guys see like what the options are and how great they mix together. So I'll take you quickly onto the Dave Graffam website. All right, so here we have Dave Graffam. Just pick that guy. So Dave doesn't actually sell direct from his website, but he has links to where you can buy it. His products or his models. So again, it's Papercraft. He's got some kind of 40K style buildings, Mordheim style buildings, Necromundia type stuff. So it's worth having a look at his site for that if you're into it. And then yeah, these are the main options that he has. His website is more of a showcase of his products. So like you go in here, and you know, I've built at least half of these houses over the years. I tend to buy his stuff in kind of bundles. Yeah, you can just go through and see all the different types of options. Like he's even got a this is the chapel, the Bretonian chapel that I showed you. I reskinned it in white, but just like the Fat Dragon, you can see where you can turn things off and on in the layers. So you can change the wall texture. You can change, you know, where the doors and windows are, the color of the roof, all that kind of stuff. So you buy one model and you really are buying many, because you can recolor and reskin them. So that's a better looking version of the chapel than the one I built. Obviously he's a lot better at building his own stuff than I am. And yeah, it's really tons of options. This here is kind of more like a village or a town wall. It's kind of thinner, doesn't have the battlements. But you can still put troops on the wall. So yeah, between Fat Dragon and Dave Graffam, you're kind of really spoiled for options. There's hundreds of different things you can do. So yeah, getting to buy Dave's stuff, you got to go through a third party. So in this case, you know, you click on the drive-through RPG link, and you can just, you know, directly add it to cart there. You can see these models they're only a few bucks each, and then, you know, printing them is $1 a page. And typically the smaller buildings are about 3 pages, and the larger ones can be up to 10. But yeah, you can go through and buy the Papercraft stuff off of drive-through RPG, or even anywhere else. Well, here's the same model. Again, basically the same price, different options to skin it, and but it's not just drive-through RPG. You can buy it through, you know, Wargames Vault, or any of the others that he has there. So it's worth having a look. I really swear by Dave Graffam's stuff. I think it's the perfect scale, perfect aesthetic. You know, the look, not too cartoony, and there's so many options that you get with some of these houses that you can just make tons and tons. Okay, coming back to the table, I've got some 3D printed options here, which I haven't painted up. I've just done a nice prime kind of base coat on them. I'm thinking of doing the kind of wood panels with the white stucco kind of look for this stuff. But I always wanted a windmill, so we got that there. So, you know, one of the benefits of the 3D stuff is it's much more sturdy. A lot of it's, you know, you can play the insides of them, all that kind of stuff. Now, on the battlefield today, I have the first quarter of 2026's painting of my Estalian army. So you'll see some of them on the table. There's some Rodeleiros, some Almovagars. I'm sure somebody will correct my pronunciation again. Got Little Red Riding Hood here. Thought she would be a good kind of victory point option for either saving or capturing. We've got the Battle Master's plastic tower there. So these two buildings over here are Dave Graffam. Look like nice farmstead type buildings. In the back here we have an unfinished building as well. This is MDF board, laser cut. So I've been working on that. I've kind of been lazy and left it in the corner. It needs a bit of work. But I'm kind of just keen to show you how things mix together. I'm sure you can imagine those 3D buildings painted up. I guess this guy done with some more detail. We've got some Stallion Pistoliers here on the road, and let's see over here we've got some Stallion Pikemen. If you're interested in the mix of these models, hit me up in the comments, and I'll run you through where they're from. Got some handgunners from Stalia here, and got this 3D bridge and the old school foam Mighty Fortress. And we got a couple of halbarders guarding the gate there, and the Stallion General saluting troops. Got some Stallion crossbowmen on the walls here. I haven't weathered these walls. I haven't made up my mind yet, so I've got this floor. I can't remember what it's made out of. Some kind of plastic, or some kind of material. The name escapes me, but it's the same color as the buildings currently, and so I thought, do I weather the buildings, and then weather the walls, and then they won't match the floor? I'm not sure. Keen to get your views on that. I will weather the bridge. A little bit of green wash towards the bottom, and kind of an overall brownie wash to dirty it up a bit. So going back to the point of the video, the city. So if you look at each of these buildings, if you were to kind of buy something from GW or 3D print them and paint them, the cost and everything would be quite phenomenal. So my recommendation is you kind of do a mixture of both. You know, do some papercraft to kind of fill things out, and then you know, get some of the plastic models. So you'll see this castle in the back here and this one here are both 3D printed. They mix in very well with the papercraft. Yeah, you know, when you're looking at it, it's hard to even tell. So this guy is the one I did my last video on. I had it professionally 3D printed, which I'm really happy with. The quality is fantastic. And yeah, so I did the weathering on this castle, and I'm thinking of doing the rest of the walls in that bridge in the same kind of weathering style. Keen to hear your thoughts on that. Here's another option. It's card. It's from a company called Battle Systems. Also, they're not paying me either. Just thought I'd show you guys options. They're a bit more expensive, but you can play the inside. See in there, it comes with furniture and all kinds of stuff. And each layer comes off. The doors open and close. It's made from a type of card that's held together with these little plastic clips that you only really notice when you notice them. Otherwise, it just kind of blends in quite well. All right, let's have a look at the Battle Systems website. Might as well show you guys that as well. Just quickly, there we go. It's a much more modern looking website. Yeah, it's really well done. You can see they've got different types of options as well, you know, kind of more sci-fi, fantasy, dungeon. So seeing as we're looking at the old world, we'll look at the fantasy terrain here. So you can buy big sets. You know, there's a castle, there's the battlefield stuff. I bought the stakes for the battlefield to have like pickets. But yeah, going through it, you can see they've got lots of different options as well. Obviously, you don't have to print this out. You just buy it. It comes in carding. You just snap the card bits together and fasten them with those little plastic little clips. Here's the chapel. You can see it's $62. So a little bit more expensive than what you get when you're going for the paper card or papercraft type options, but it does look really cool, and it's a little bit more modular. You can play on the inside, quick to assemble. It comes with all these little extra bits of furniture, and that adds a lot of character. So yeah, if it wasn't as dear as it is, I'd probably have a lot more of their stuff. But when you can just build, you know, a city with you know, Dave Graffam or Fat Dragon really quickly and cheaply, it's really comes down to what your price point is for this stuff. Yeah, I'd like to have all the GW stuff painted up myself. Now, in terms of I guess having levels in the city, a lot of Warhammer players know about this kind of stuff, 3D printed. I would not recommend using card for levels, just because putting the weights on things can damage it. But you have a little duel happening here on the bridge, and you can see in this particular 3D printed kind of level system, you can see the layers in the 3D printing. Pretty average, if you ask me. Whereas if you look at this guy that I just had printed by Justway, right, it's fantastic. The quality is amazing. So if you want like quality pieces, I reckon get them done well, and then you can kind of mix and match with the cheaper options, unless you're a millionaire. We got I think this is from Reaper Miniatures. It's a hangman. I think it's a great place for it, overlooking the town, letting everyone know who's in charge. So, oh yeah, so with the Dave Graffam buildings, you can add extra stuff onto it. So like, I added this rail here with little bits of wood, painted it brown to, I guess, make it look a little bit more three-dimensional, fit in a little bit better. I'll show you some more stuff I've done in that space. So 90% of these buildings, if not 95, are all from Dave Graffam. That's why I kind of have been, as my son would say, glazing that option. But yeah, it is a very affordable option if you want to just build up a town or a city really quickly. Here's another 3D printed castle. This one was not, I didn't use Justway for this one. This one somebody else printed for me. But you can see all these lines and stuff. Whereas, you know, you go over to the Justway one I showed before and it's just like, there's no comparison to quality. Yeah, there you go. So you mix all of that and the rules, and you can start fighting some city battles. You can see I've got quite a large collection here, and it only really does like a 6 by 6 foot, 6 by 6 foot battlefields in terms of inside the city. I'll just give you guys a view from over here. So this floor that I have, it's is it PVC? I can't remember, but it's from eBay. They've quite a few options. I kind of regret not getting something that's a little bit more weathered looking and dirty looking. They're not necessarily cheap, but I bought 6 of them. They're 2 foot by 2 foot by 3 foot, and that's how I have this 6 by 6 foot kind of town space here. Just give you guys a quick look at this other side in case anyone's interested. Got some more crossbowmen here. And here we have some halbarders doing some trading. And some of the more recent one I just painted. And that's really it. So you can see I've been doing this for quite a while, and I've only managed to get a 6 by 6 foot kind of space with buildings. But yeah, if you want to do a cost-effective kind of Warhammer town, Warhammer city, urban kind of battle kind of situation, and you don't want to go as hard into it as the Mordheim guys that build those amazing tables, yeah, have a look at these options that I put on the table. And oh, the other one I want to show you quickly is I showed the other websites. I'll show you guys the Justway website. All right, so we'll just jump onto their website. So justway.com. I use them for that castle keep. You can get a quote by just going here, going to instant quote. There's another option there to get a quote. Down here you can get a quote. You know, there's plenty of places. You can see all the different things they do, apart from 3D printing, machining, and whatnot. They build in all kinds of cool stuff like titanium and copper and all that kind of stuff. Not that you probably use that. And here's like all the different industries they looks like they service. So yeah, I mean, apart from all this kind of stuff, you can get your 3D minis printed by these guys as well. So just to show you quickly the website. So yeah, different stuff here. It looks like they've got some really cool facilities. Pretty industrial, really. I always thought that would be cool to get a brass controller for gaming. Imagine that. So I guess I'll just go back up and we'll do the quote. So just click on any of these, get a quote, click on 3D printing, and then you just right here you upload your STL file. Just click on that, grab whatever. I think this one's I think it's a staircase. It'll give us a preview in a sec. There, yeah, it's a staircase. So decent sized staircase, and it kind of comes already ready. You know, you can print in different things. Obviously, we're going to use resin. Titanium would cost a lot, and I don't know why I'd want a titanium staircase, but I guess if you work in other industries, you can see what these guys can do. So this lets you pick the type of resin. So I went with white when I built this one. You can go other colors, other materials. It's like transparent. That would be pretty interesting. Then depending on the resin, you can pick colors and things like that. This option here is actually really cool. They can prime it for you, so they can like prime it with like matte paint, and you know, shows up already primed. You don't have to worry about priming. And then I think to go further, you need to give a product description. I usually go other, and then I type in, you know, miniatures or whatever. And then if there's any instructions, you can leave it in there. And and then you just basically go to save cart. And there it is. It's in there. It's got, you know, the details and whatever. And it takes, you know, 4 to 6 days. Mine arrived actually really quickly. That big keep. Obviously gives you an indicative price, and then here they actually they don't give you the full price right away. They go and review it, and then it takes a couple of minutes, and someone manually, I think, reviews most of the ones, and then that checkout will turn red. But one thing I thought I wanted to show you guys, if you want to help me out, I just realized. So they have a referral program. So you know, your friends get $5 off if they use that code, and then you get a $10 discount for each one that buys something, which is amazing. And then this year I thought, oh my god, 5% of the amount spent on their first orders. So if any of you guys want to print anything really big and you use this code down here, because I'm logged in, I'll get to build up some capital here to print something else really big and hopefully showcase it on the channel. So yeah, if you're interested in that, please help me out. I'll put a link in there in the description to not just Justway, but to all these other options. Great. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys get working on your own Warhammer cities, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.